Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Thank you very much, Megan. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. You know, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, and we're here talking about the events of the day. And before we get into the Steelers, because I know a lot of people still want to talk about that, we are here to talk about what happened with the Penguins tonight. Not so much the win, which has become routine for this team. They're now 16-4-2 at home. It's the best record in the NHL. They're 10-2 in the month of December, so that will close well. But there was an injury tonight. Bob Pompeani here, flanked by Tim Benz of Trib Live Media and the Steelers pregame show on WDVE. And Tim, let's get right into it because we're going to show some video coming up in our next segment. But for now, we'll tell you the Penguins won the game, but that's not the big story. The trending story is the health of Jake Guentzel, who went hard into the boards. Thomas Chabot got tangled up. I don't think it was anything dirty. It was just one of those things. And boy, he looked like he cracked his shoulder, his arm, something. Nothing official from the Penguins other than he's being evaluated.
Yeah, being evaluated, and hopefully they're not counting the places where he's injured because it looks like he could have been injured in a lot of different places. I don't know. I was watching the movie Major League before I came over here. It was on where I was doing my radio show on ESPN Pittsburgh earlier tonight, and it strikes me that there must be a hockey version of the false god Jobu, and that must be who the Penguins are praying to, and it's time to say, forget you, Jobu, and move on to somebody else because there are no hockey gods that like the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's so frustrating to see this team that I think could be something special again never have the proper roster assembled to really put that to the test. Every time it feels like they're on the cusp of getting somebody back, someone of import goes down. I found myself doing a podcast and having the conversation, what's it going to look like when everybody's back? Which lines are going to shake out? Who's going to play with who? What a dumb conversation for me to have because it's never going to happen. They're never going to be healthy all at once.
So many injuries, and they continue. Crosby's still out. Bukestad's still out. Two big defensemen for them are out. Other guys have stepped up. Dumoulin's not ready. He won't be for quite some time. Justin Schultz, second time on an injured list. But let me play devil's advocate. Say everyone does come back. This Guentzel line with Malkin and Rust has been outstanding, and there is a chemistry there. These guys, and tonight, when we show you the highlights, you'll see just how good they were. Do you keep it intact? No. Because Guentzel and Crosby seem to work together. I still think since Simone now has gotten 2 goals in 2 games, he'll be elevated to that top line eventually. Yeah,
and strangely enough, I saw Jesse Marshall from The Athletic tweet out something interesting. It's actually been a month where Simone, to this point, has had one of his weakest analytic months and actually has had a couple goals go in. As we all know, he's this puck possession guru that everybody seems to like in that regard, but doesn't finish a lot of opportunities, which is frustrating when you play with Sidney Crosby. But if he's starting to put the puck in the net, yeah, him or Dominic Cahoon, maybe now that he's figuring things out, Bob, I don't know. But again, it just feels like a fleeting conversation to have because they are so far away from having all their parts assembled and together at the same time. Maybe Galchenyuk goes back with Rust and Malkin should that eventuality happen because he's starting to find the back of the net a little bit.
Bottom line is without these key players and so many, the Penguins still have the 3rd best point total in the Eastern Conference. And I think today they went over the New York Islanders into 2nd place in the Metro if the Islanders didn't play. And I don't think anyone else played tonight. But the point is they're getting the job done with what they have. And again, it was Tristan Jarry in goal. And he wins again, giving up just 2 goals. So he and Murray will be that rotation. It'll be Tristan Jarry's job. And right now, Murray gets in whenever he can. But Sullivan never talks about that. He never designates Tristan Jarry as the number 1.
He was baited into answer that question tonight, and he didn't do it. And it's probably wise because I still maintain that when the Penguins get to the Stanley Cup playoffs, Matt Murray will be the goaltender at opening night of the playoffs.
He could very well be. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Steelers as well. I know a lot of you want to do that. We will talk about what happened, what will happen. There's a lot of off-season maneuvering coming up, and they have some issues to deal with from a financial point of view as well. We'll take a break and get those calls in. It's 412-575-2600. That's the number of the Bordas and Bordas hotline. You can tweet us tonight at KD Pump, at Tim Benz PGH. We'll do that when we return right here live on Pittsburgh's CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.